Hello, we welcome you to another teaching session from the Tone Zone Productions. Today we will be discussing note names on the treble clef. Now, when you look at the treble clef, it actually consists of 5 lines. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and then 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if we were to number those, we always start from the bottom up. So line number 1 would be the bottom one. Line number 2 would be the second from the bottom. 3, 4, and finally line 5. Same thing will apply in terms of the spaces. Spaces will be space number 1 would be at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now each one of those lines will actually be given a letter name. As we all know, the music alphabet consists of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it will be one of those letters. In the treble clef, the bottom line is always E. Second line is G. Third line is B. Fourth line is D. And the fifth line is F. Now, a way to remember those is a phrase that we use, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on. Every good boy deserves fudge. And as you can see, the beginning letter of each word represents the letter on the line. Boy, B, D, deserves, and then fudge represents the F. So those are the letters of the 5 lines of the treble clef. E, G, B, D, F. Now the spaces on the treble clef are the following. F, first space. A, second space. C, the third space. And E, the fourth space. Now we really do not need a phrase here to represent the letters, because when you look at the letters F, A, C, E, the letters combined actually will spell out a very familiar word, and that word is face. So that's easy enough. So if you were to combine those together, you have E, E, F, G. Then in the music alphabet it starts over. A, B, C, D, E, and F. So when you combine the two parts, lines and spaces together, you will notice that it just goes in sequence. That's why music is really easy, because there's always a pattern. Once you learn the pattern to whichever concept you're talking about, then it's very easy, because you'll know what's going to come next, just as in any pattern that you learn. Now, a phrase that we use, mnemonics, is something that we use, as we were talking about previously, to help you memorize the names of the lines and spaces on the treble clef. And mnemonics is basically defined as any learning technique that aids information retention. So in this case, this is helping us, these phrases are helping us memorize the lines and spaces. So we have, for the lines, we have two phrases, or any other phrase that you can make up for that matter. Every good boy does fine. Every good boy does fine. EGBDF. Or, in this case, you could use every good boy deserves fudge. Again, represents the EGBDF. Now, the only way that you will get this really good is by memorization. So, you really need to practice those so that you memorize them. Now again, face, F-A-C-E, are the 4 spaces of the treble clef. So that's very easy to memorize. F-A-C-E. Remember, from the bottom up. Spells face. Now, if we were to take some of those notes and randomly place them here, I want you to take a moment to see if you, as I'm drawing the notes, can tell me what the names, letter names of these notes are. And I'll give you a couple seconds. Look at them, and you tell me what the names are. Now, if you remember, the spaces are F-A-C-E. Again, spaces, F-A, you got it right, C. Now, you need to determine if the note is on a line or space. So, as you can see in this case, it's on a line. What are the names of the lines in the treble clef? E, G, B, you got it, D. Every good boy deserves fudge. Now, this is easy. This is the first space. And the first space in the treble clef, we all know, starts with the letter F. Third line is E, G, B. And then lastly, our practice here is the top line of the treble clef, E, G, B, D, F. Okay, so there you have a little practice for you. And so we will conclude with us looking at both the lines and spaces. Spaces, F-A-C-E, lines, E, G, B, D, F. So, I hope you have committed these to memory, and if you haven't, then we will be practicing the lines and spaces of the treble clef to help you. So, that is the end of our session for today. And so thank you for watching, and have fun learning your notes.